That's enough. That's enough of that. I'm sweating. I'm in sweat corner. I'm in the sweat lodge. I'm sweating like your mother. It's disgusting. I just had to do a shop run. Got back right in time, and I just leak immediately. I just that shiny scar area on the old hand. Ugh, disgusting. How is everybody today? Welcome to the last rites. Random, I reckon. What's going on? There's a pig. Derpy gaming. Oink oink oink. Make sure you are a pig, sir or madam, or damn it. Now I've backed myself into a hole. Or if you're just a pig, then yeah. It's always sweat content. Always. Because I'm always rushing around immediately right before we do anything. Yeah, we didn't get around to do an episode with Shannon this week, but we will be back probably next week unless we do something Sunday. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm away tomorrow. Tonight I've got shit to do. We'll talk about that in a bit. If you're not a mank, you're a wank. You'd spell mank with a C from Manchester. The poll's meaningless really because I'm 99% certain I'll move there. I'm going to try and go next month. But you know what I'm like. I'm chaos. I am chaos, not in a cool way, just a mess. So we'll see if I'm allowed to have a home in Manchester in the next few weeks. But I'll be doing my best probably from next week. I'll be looking into that. There we go. So I thought I'd just have a pop in today because I've really been on all week and just chat some shit. But you can talk about whatever you like in the chat as well. You can, I don't know, you can form some sort of cult and end up waiting for UFOs on a mountain before you'll kill yourselves. I don't mind. I'm not encouraging it. I'm not encouraging that. It's bad. It's a bad thing. Not so the thing is, I was thinking of going. I haven't seen the second one. I heard it's not as good because the reboot. I quite enjoyed the 2018 one, and I heard this. Was it Halloween Kills wasn't as good, and the third one they embargoed reviews until almost release, so it's probably not good. I was thinking I've never been to the cinema to see one. I thought about it. Just go. I'll try and find a cheap cinema, sit in the back, wear a disguise like I would if I was going to a racist comedian's show, and just maybe do that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll watch the second one tonight, and if I hate it, I'll go crazy. But I'm a little bit spectrumy as well. I might just have to go and see it. But yeah, I don't really want to support shit, but you never know. I also don't like reviews. I don't like reading reviews. I'm afraid just going ahead. But yeah, I suspect the trilogy was diminishing returns drastically. That's what I suspect. You just get the feeling. I did enjoy the 2018 one, though. Yeah, I thought some of the kill. Well, that's all I watch it for, really. I mean, the first one where they kill the kid in the car, I was thinking he's going to survive, and then they kill him. I was like, okay, I'm into this one. It ended weirdly, but I did enjoy some of the setups and kills in that first one. Never saw Halloween Kills, but you know, I think I need to see it. I need to see it and then hate myself. I think it's like just you know. I should give it the chance for me not to hate it, although I suspect I will. But also, if I'm going into it expecting nothing, I won't be disappointed. If I expect the worst possible thing in the world, it's probably slightly better than that. But who knows? Never trust a sweating man near Halloween. And in 1981, what were because the second one? Because the third one that's not part of the. There's one of them that's just not about Myers, right? I've forgotten. I haven't seen them for years, but I like the first one. Obviously, it is a classic. Oh yeah, the same. The company's on a bank on it for years. The same as any. I mean, Marvel do it, right? But their films are generally better quality. Although recently, I think they've been letting quality control go, and there's been too much going on. But everyone will. Nightmare on Elm Street. It got ridiculous. I kind of still like 3. I've seen 2 the less, but 3 is at Dream Warriors, and the 4th one with the scrapyard. I like that for the special effects at the time. It was just fun, but yeah, it got silly in there somewhere where they put pepperonis on a pizza. Yo, Dean, DJ Just Pissed, how we doing, sir? Yeah, I've not got too long today because I've got shit to do, including eat very soon, and then I've got to go about finding a venue or try and at least select some possible venues for an hour that I'll be doing with Shannon something. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing tonight, trying to select a handful of those. Then we'll have to go back and forth for weeks. I'm going to turn this email off here. I'm getting emails. That's annoying me. I don't know if you can hear that. We just kill those emails. I'm done for the week. So yeah, I'm going to get a handful of selection of those, but kind of smallish venues, and then we'll run it back and forth between us, and then it's a case of trying to get them to agree to let us do stuff there. It's like a approved list of venues, and then yeah, we'll sort out a bunch of other shit, and hopefully now in like 5-6 weeks we can actually put some artwork out there for it. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. From the Bronx to the Harlem, you like the risks. A few comics live up in Harlem, just because it's cheaper, right, as well. Are you looking forward to the move? Is it a nicer place? Is it a bigger place? Is the area better? What's the deal? The only thing I know about Bronx or Harlem is off the telly or off like YouTube clips where people are fighting in McDonald's. I'm not sure exactly where it was, but I saw a clip yesterday my friend sent to me. There was a fight in McDonald's. This guy was getting punched by like 7 people, and then he goes into his bag, and the other people didn't run. He pulled out an axe, and he started axing tables, and then punching a girl, and he was just going crazy with his axe in McDonald's. I assume it's somewhere above the bottom half of Central Park in New York. Right, because is it Laurie? They kept her the same age. She had aged, obviously, because it's Jamie Lee Curtis, and then he's still in there. I kind of like that creepy scene in the first one where he's just in the yard or whatnot, and they have to go and when she first approaches him for whatever reason, or someone approaches him. I can't even remember. I need to rewatch it, but yeah, I need to rewatch the original too. But yeah, all these franchises, especially in the 80s, they picked up and went crazy with them. And yeah, there's a lot of reboots recently. Right, there's a Hellraiser that's just come out. I'll probably watch it. There's like 8 Hellraiser films in there, and one of those I think was a bit of a reboot. I don't know, but I really like the first Hellraiser. I watched it again a couple of years ago. Downloaded 7 more and just never got around to it. I'll sit back a bit. I'm looking at this lighting's making me a bit pale here. I promise I'm not that pale. There we go. More cosmopolitan. What's the food like over there? Obviously, you're still going to have your New York food, but if you got yeah, I assume that the food culture is a little bit diverse over there. That's just on almost no knowledge, having never been there as well yet. So that's a good move, Dean. Nice and positive. So I'm looking forward to Manchester as well. I'll probably be moving to Salford, which used to be a shithole, but has been redeveloped. I'm going to watch Salford FC at the weekend. I just like having a local little football team, and obviously be close to Manchester. And the primary reason for me going there is comedy. It's a good comedy city, and maybe the best one in England. So I'm super excited about that. There we go. That's what I'm thinking. Jamaican. Get on some of that jerk. That's right. Soul food. Ethiopian. Not sure I've eaten Ethiopian, but I love a lot of shit from over that way. So you'll have to show us some pictures, Dean. I love the calzone and the garlic knots you posted the other day. Can't wait for that. Oh my god, in New York. Oh, get some of those garlic knots. That's what I'm talking about here. But yeah, I've neglected Spooktober. I haven't seen anything. There's a new independent movie called Terrifier 2. Have you heard about that, Derpy? The actress has been posting stuff about it. You know, it's got the usual shit about people passing out in the cinema. It's probably just diabetes, isn't it, more than anything else, I would think. But just the JPEGs that I've seen from the film, JPEGs, look pretty cool. I don't know anything about it. Didn't see the first one. It's getting a bit of like indie hype at the moment, so I might give it a go. I've not seen the first one. Yes, it did, Kelly. It certainly did look amazing. Next week, I'm going to make a batch of pizza dough, having been inspired by Chef's Table Pizza. The first batch will probably, I'll have to practice again. I'll be getting it slightly off. I did learn last time to make it thinner, and it's just going to be oven cooked. It's not going to be in a wood burn or anything. But I'll make some spicy bases and some regular bases. I love chorizo and mozzarella in the water, peppers, onions, nothing out of this world. I could even make a calzone. I used to make them literally as big as my head back in the day. Beautiful things. But I'm gonna do a batch of dough next week and freeze some so I can get back into eating a bit healthier, and also because I've got some gluten-y issues, I can control it a bit better. I'll still have some shit on there I shouldn't eat, but if I start by having a slightly better flour for me, I think that's a big thing. To stop my ears bleeding. And there's all the myth around sourdough starters and things, and I've just looked that up. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to make. It just takes a week to get it going, and then you can use bits of that in your dough and stuff as well. So yeah, sourdough is also a good way for me to go, because of my ass issues. So if you haven't already, please give us a subscribe and a like here. Often have comics on. We've got Brett Erickson on November 19th at the moment. That should be a drinkathon. We're waiting for the Nashvillian to agree and to spook this drinky spookathon on the 27th of October as well, where at least Jamie and I will be on some level of makeup for that episode. So come and get involved in that. There was a reason I brought that up. What was it? Oh yeah. No, that wasn't the reason. I've actually got some notes here. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't. When the channel gets to 100 subscribers from the 3 that I had not long ago, I am going to get a John Hinckley community tattoo. Let me try and bring up John Hinckley. He's the man who tried to shoot Reagan. Now, I've just been I guess it's kind of a bit that I'm leaning into to support him and his music. But recently, let me bring this up here. I did it briefly the other day as well. Chrome tab, give me 1 second. There we go. There's John Hinckley in his music career. He's been out of prison a while now. But then he's come up with this logo for this young Hinckley community. And then we get to this picture. So it screams cult. It screams suicide. And I'm in. I'm in just for the bants. I'm going to get on. That looks awful. But I'm going to get this. I'll get this tattooed on me somewhere. My first ever tattoo. If get 100 subscribers on this channel. So that's the challenge there. Engaged ones as well, not fake ones. So I think that'll be funny. Continue to lean into the bit until they all kill themselves off a mountain, and I have to get it covered up like it's a swastika. That would be the thing that I'm going to do there. So yeah, they got that pizza dough. There's some politics stuff going on here today, but I can't even be bothered to talk about it. If I ever do get political, I think I'll get really into it, and I'll have to try and make it funny at least. I could just do it to surprise people. I might do a politics episode, and I think Jamie said we're going to do that on Rites of Man next week, so we'll see. Tomorrow, I'm going for drinks with someone I've not seen for 3 years. She is awesome, good friend of mine from back in the day. She's an academic, but she likes to drink. So we'll be getting smashed up somewhere in the south of London and then going back to her place for more drinks and to meet the dog and see the garden and all that stuff as well. So looking forward to that. That will pretty much be all day tomorrow. We're meeting at like 3, but I'll have to leave her at midday. So that's my Saturday and Sunday taken care of. Travel-wise, obviously I put off my US trip to late Feb, early March, just so I can get my move sorted and all that kind of stuff, get my life together a little bit. I might be going to Amsterdam in about 3 or 4 weeks. I need to confirm to meet my Ukrainian friend from Ukraine that's traveling from the war zone to Amsterdam for a conference or something. But I'm going to go over there. It's only an hour flight, if that, to show them around. And also, I'm going to take mushrooms and some edibles. So that also what I'm going to do. So I might have to do the mushrooms and edibles around that, and then go and show her around Amsterdam because I know the city quite well. So yeah, it might be a week out there or something like that, but that'll be early November sometime. I'll be doing it on a budget. I think you can budget quite well in Amsterdam. And then in December, I might pop up somewhere sunny for a little while. Oh no, January. So yeah, a few trips coming up, but there won't be. I'm not going to be anywhere for 102 days. There'll be shorter, week here, week there, and then the States will be. Given that I've got marked to plan it, it could. The flights are 2 weeks return. Still my notes on there from the other night. But given that it's March and I've got more time to plan, I could look at extending that as well. So that we'll see what happens. I want to get lots of gigs in and lots of podcasts and lots of stuff going on in person out there as well. So that should be good. It'll be primarily New York and Austin, maybe Nashville. So I'm sure the Brett Erickson and Brett Brock might be an in-person podcast drinky guest. We'll see. And the shows that I'll be doing with Shannon. So the plan is we're going to do it. We're going to be able to announce like a summer festival thing like next May soon. It will seem like a long way off, but then like February, March, April, there'll be lots of like work in progress versions of it, like a few more little dates added in here and there, little tiny festivals we'll go to, little venues. And then when that one's out the way in May, we're going to announce a bigger one in August, Edinburgh. And then we're going to, I don't want to say too much about it because we haven't, if that's not guaranteed yet. Off the back of that, we'll try and do something cool. I think maybe like little theatres or something for a few days. So it'd be a year of shows, but it'd be a bit of a challenge for me as well. Longer time, more responsibility because it's like our show and we're selling tickets and stuff. So yeah, a little step up over the next year is the plan. Again, when I start saying this stuff, I have a point and I've lost the point. What is the point? Don't know. All my notes I've kind of done. But at least I had some notes today. Instead of just rambling absolute shit. I don't need headphones in. That is mad. Take them out. Let's put some of this shit music in the background. There we go. Let's put. Oh God, got a new phone. It's got the default texting on there. Okay, I'll leave them in so I can hear what's going on, so it's not too loud. And the music isn't just saying like the N word over and over again. I mean, it's sexy, but it's not cool to broadcast. You know, it's not good. I was joking. If anything, that was a bit of a joke there. I've now getting a psychotic. Instead of getting a home next month, I could just get a complete podcast studio, like a good setup. But I'm going to wait and I'm going to prioritize certain things, upgrading audio, mixer, microphone. Then it will be video. Then it will be more than one camera, 2 or 3, video switches and all that stuff, and all cut live. But that'll be when I've moved. So I have a space, I can get comics around and stuff in person. So that'll be a little bit of a different setup. But yeah. That's the evolution for next year for this piece of shit. My voice is going. Yeah, I probably won't be here too long. Brett Brock will be on tonight, I'm sure, with a drunk drawer. I will be popping in and out of that as usual around venue searching. So it'll be good to see some of you guys in the chat for that. Next week, I'm going to ask him to confirm about Spooky Drinkathon on the 27th. Don't mention it tonight. He said give him less notice. So next week, I'm going to ask him again. And if he's wavering, then I need you guys to harass him. But not tonight. let's give him till next week, and I'll ask him again. But hopefully, it'll be the original Drinkathon crew for Spooktober. And if anyone out there is going to wear some weird shit, you can call in. We'll put the link in the chat in the second half. And the Brett Erickson episode, the same. It'll be a Drinkathon, the same as the Andrus one. We'll get him on for an hour or two, and then we'll crack on. I'm going to go and stay somewhere for the Spooktober episode, and maybe even the Erickson one, depending. I've got a gig on the 29th, and I'm going to have to stay there in Bristol. But I kind of feel that I want to lock myself away and write for like 2 days solid, like, at least 6 hours a day. So I might go somewhere on the Thursday, do a bit of that, do the Drinkathon. The Friday will be a writing day with a hangover, and then the Saturday a bit of writing, and then hanging out, and then gig. So I'm thinking of taking like a little 3 or 4 day break at the end of the month for that, and just got to make sure they have good Wi-Fi, or just have to go on my hot spots. Yeah, Manchester's cool. It's changed a lot, even in the last 5-6 years. Definitely in the last 10. A lot of redeveloping. All the media's there now. The BBC, the news, and all that stuff is up there. They've cleaned it up a lot, and yeah, it's a cool city. I like it. It's a good vibe. Lots of good pubs. The comedy scene is great. There's less shitty behaviour up there. Although Shannon had the experience where audience members had to wear safe space stickers to be talked to, so I'm sure that's just one psycho. And it's close to Liverpool. It's close to some other cities: Sheffield, Nottingham, where Hack is, Leeds, and then for a bit further afield, Newcastle, Birmingham, all that stuff. So it's a good spot for comedy, and I think it's a good city for it. So that's why I'm going there. Hollywood, baby. Or Manchester, Dad. More likely. The grandson of Haile Selassie. Am I even saying that right? The Emperor of Ethiopia. That's cool. That's a cool thing. Oh, the John Hinckley logo just came up for me. But yeah, I think that's the way to go, isn't it? I think it'll look quite cool as a tattoo. And if it does go wrong and there's a load of people die, poisoning, UFO, suicide, whatever, I can get it covered up like Nazis do with swastikas, right? So that's what I think. That's what I think will be fine. So yeah, I'm. There's a lot of zaniness going on with politics here at the moment. People getting fired after a few days. Let's just leave it. Let's just not get into it. Because, like I said, if I do get into it, it'll then I will get obsessive about it, and I'll have to make lots of weird videos and stuff. I don't think I'll ever get sad, because I expect politicians to be corrupt. That's what I expect. I expect you to lie and to be corrupt and steal, please. That's a politician. If you're not doing that, I'm going to be suspicious. Like, what are you hiding? You're a pedo. What's going on? Indian and Pakistani. Well, I'm not. Look sinister. Oh, I'm sure they're not related. What year was that? Yeah, I haven't. I went there a couple of times, 5 or 6 years ago, and then I went there last year for a gig. But there's some great venues up there. It's and a good crowd. I think it'd just be a complete new start for me, because I could go to the Midlands, which is the next biggest place, I think. But I know people there. I know everyone there. The South Coast, where Shannon is, was another thing. But then I'm too far removed from everything else. Manchester's a bit north, but I've got access to so many other cities as well as Manchester up there. I just think it's London. I'm doing London right now because I'm near there, but it's a little bit sucky, to be honest. At this level for me, it's a little bit sucky. So yeah, I think a new start and a new, just try and not upset people. But I've made almost most of my mistakes, I think, at stand-up night. So I think hopefully meet a good crowd. That'll be fun. And it's not, it's easy to get up to Newcastle or Edinburgh from there as well. So it'll make things easier for next year for go to the Fringe and all that stuff. So we'll be going to the Fringe. Hopefully with, my own show. As well as doing stuff like Ron Comedy and Drunken Heckle and all the stuff that I did this year as well. But yeah, got to get into that next gear. I think you can get into are you making progress every year? I think is important. And whatever that is, it could be writing more, gigging more, doing different things, getting paid, extending your time and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to level up in the next few months, which would be good. And then the plan will be then 2024 to do a solo show, which again is a big step up. So so a long route there, but you've got to take it by the balls as well, because otherwise there are different ways up to certain levels, different routes up the mountain. But I think for me, independence has always been a big thing. And I want to take a bit of control of it as well. I haven't got full control of it, obviously, because people have to see it, but not being lazy, just thinking of creative ways to do things, and hopefully this podcast will go alongside it. It's the plan. And of course, me running a comedy night in Manchester, that'll be the plan as well. And it will be called The Last Rites, so we'll keep it, always be Brandon, baby. But not quite. So I can't remember what time Brett goes live. Is it like 1 Central, something like that ish? So about 8 my time. So yeah, I'll pop it in and out with the Drunk Drawer stream. I can't see me doing an hour today. I've got 28 minutes in here and I'm kind of run out of brain power. But I'll hang out for a few more minutes. I'm just itching a fungal toe that I shouldn't be touching. I need to get some spray for that. I also turned my head because I felt myself drooling. I was like, blow for that. All right. So don't listen. Drooling's okay. Don't start on me. Fuck's sake. Unbelievable. The Flat Earth Day thing. I'm never going to talk about Flat Earth again. I'm never going to talk about it again. I didn't want to do it. Yeah, I should have seen the email a week before, but it wasn't. It was in like promotions or whatnot. It got into one of the other inboxes. I uninterested. So I'm glad that didn't happen. Because I might have just called him a cunt at one point. I don't care. But if someone's being like too much about something, I'm more than likely stop itching your toe, Carl. Stop itching your toe. I'm more than likely just to, be rude. And I was a little bit rude after reading that email. I don't really wish people's children get sick. I don't. But then as Jamie rightly said, virgins can't have kids. So I think I'm out of the woods on that one. I assume there are no children there. I'm going to try and make a trailer for the spooky drinkathon, or the drinky spookathon. Let's have a look at that now. I'm going to try, not the trailer, but I'm going to try and oh, that's not quite right there. Yeah, get some clips together for some other drinkathons. But you know what I'm like. I'll say something, and then I might not do it. I'm just doing a Napo with this setup right here. Might be a window. Yeah, there we go. We can do it that way. So contract pending is quite clearly someone we are trying to get the contract going with. Obviously, so again, no harassment for him today, but we'll try and get that contract in and on the table as soon as possible, and then Again, contract pending for the Brett Erickson episode on November 19th. Now, I will check in with Brett again nearer the time because that's a couple of weeks after Panama and he might be out of his mind. So always give people the back out, especially he works as well. It's his day off. It's Saturday. So yeah, we'll give him another out. But that did take a little while to get together. So hopefully it'll go ahead. It will at some point anyway. Looking forward to it. Brett's a nice guy. And then down the line, maybe we'll get Brett and Andrew done together. And then they can bully Shank or something. We can do a sort of weird issues with us idiots episode. Might be fun. Do you know what that music's doing my fucking head in now? So music. I can get the Slim Things to record some music for the show. Oh, that camera, there we go. As well as my Brazilian buddy. So I'm going to get a bunch of stuff recorded and I'm going to pay people. And intro songs, outro, maybe little drops. I'm going to get a bunch of stuff recorded in the next few months as well. And then hopefully all together have a bit of an upgrade. It won't be like a wobbly webcam on a shit laptop with dubious lighting and dubious audio. But yeah, there will be a lot of, as I said before, pre-records podcasts, but we'll always live stream. Someone else also wants me to do another podcast with them as well. It might happen, but this guy is a nightmare for scheduling, so we'll see. But that'll be a little bit down the line. So anyway, yeah, any number of reasons. It could be any one of them could be having an issue, like an issue with Andy, or tech issues, or someone's sick, or whatever. So don't panic. They'll be back next Friday. I'll go and check out an older episode. You can stick on an older episode. I've got a few to catch up on, actually. I haven't seen any for a while, but I might. I started watching one last week, but it was from like the day that Andres was on here. He had to go and do IWA after, right? So I'm really sorry for keeping him on for 2.5 hours, and then he had to go and do that after just recovering from cancer. So that's pretty wild. I've got to catch up with the Mishka podcast on Napo. I've got to catch up with... he's doing a gig at his house with Levine this weekend. So if you're in the area, go and watch that. I can't remember where he lives, but Google it. Look on his Twitter. If you're nearby, go along, I say. Juju, can you write back? Can you call them and just say, I guess, do you know what the case is? If you know what the case is, you can just say that you know one of the people and it's a conflict of interest. Or you can just say, I'm really biased about this kind of thing. There's got to be ways of wriggling out of it, right? I've never done it. And to be honest, I don't think I will. I'll just come up with one of those excuses. I'll pretend to have a breakdown or something. I don't want to convict anyone, bro. Phoenix. Yeah, racist. Yeah, just say I'm a massive racist. Send a video over there. Hey, the justice system is inherently racist. Maybe they'll want you along for the ride. Oh, he's up in Phoenix. I need to go to Phoenix next time I come to Arizona, which will be probably in 2 trips time. So maybe like next summer. That summer in Arizona, I'll die. Maybe like in a year from now. I might head up there because I've got a friend there that was in Tucson, the one that I came to Bisbee with. Yeah. Oh man, that Mexican food I had in Tucson. Oh my god. Let me have a look here. It was a restaurant with 2 branches, and I know because I'm weird. It was it could have been just like something like one of the Guadalajara. I don't know, Guadalajara, and I'll find the name of the one that I went to next time. But I still think about it 6 years later, almost to the day. I still think about that place. Mexican food, man, and I'm sure they'll have good Mexican in Austin as well. So I'm just gonna food it out in the spring. I'm racist, homophobic. I hate myself as well. Yeah, definitely try and get out of it. Say you're dying of cancer, I'm sure they'll have some kind of reprieve for that sort of thing, I would think. I hope you're well, Tom, over there in Bisbee, Arizona, waiting for my mother's best. Get back. Yeah, I hope you're well, my friends. Everything's good here. It's getting a bit rainy here right now in the Buckinghamshire countryside. Yes, I'm in a shire. Tomorrow I head into London, then down to Croydon for day drinks and foods. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to try and sort out the first part of the process of looking for a venue while catching up with Brett Brock and eating food and watching things. It's been a long week, it feels. Going to take a long look today and we'll walk by your old schoolhouse in saying, yes, please. Yeah, I mean, it's just nostalgia. I get so nostalgic for trips and it was so weird. I just remember it's up a hill, right? Because I remember drunkenly having to stumble back up that hill at night and then trying to shut the door really quietly because they're watching you somewhere. You were in late last night after falling out of the Grand fucked up on whiskey or something. That's what I remember. Yes, please, Tom. I'd love to see that, sir. Yeah, I suspect they're dead now. They might not be. It's only 6 years ago. They probably weren't even that old, but they were very school teachery for sure. I mean, Dean, you're having a stroke while writing this sentence. I kais tui I Mexico City. Is that how it's pronounced? It's like pirate. I kais tui I Mexico City. It's getting a bit fucking pirate on us. That's all right. And if you have had a stroke, call an ambulance. I'd say. Yeah, I'm look into the rules and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have to turn you away if you're drunk, right? But I don't know if that might, there might be a fine. I don't know what the rules are. Just Google how they'll get out of jury service and make sure it's a legit source. Yeah, I don't fancy doing jury service. There's going to be another prick on the jury as well that you're not going to get on with. It's just not fun. Yeah, I just don't really fancy taking part in it, really. I don't know why. Because I don't trust the justice system. I know then you're part of it, so you get a choice, and I'd only want to do it if it's a real creepy case as well. It's got to be a murder, isn't it? Or maybe a real bad crime. It'd have to be for me. I'm not doing like an assault or something. It's got to be, you've cut the heads off 7 schoolgirls. Or maybe I would do that if you knew the case. Maybe if it is a really interesting one, if it's a serial killer, I'm there. I am there. Just to wink at him and stuff. Hey, Jeffrey. Yeah, exactly. Turning up on the day might be a problem. Find an excuse first. It's the only real haunted house in Bisbee. It's not Ghost of Psychonis or Spooky Fox. Yeah, find out with your connection. I'm sure it must be. Now, my memory, it might be clouded a bit. I would have put them in their sort of late 60s, early 70s, 6 years ago. I got the feeling they've been there a long time. And it's so creepy because it is a bit like molestery because you sleep in the old classrooms with a chalkboard and stuff, and you're asking to be haunted. And if it was a school, which I think it was, someone got fucked in there. Someone got fucked in there, Yeah, very, very unique place it was. But I did stay there because it was kooky. It seemed, I didn't book it, but it seemed kind of cool. And we almost stayed in the Shady Dell. Actually, we walked around the Shady Dell. The guy showed us around. He was very nice. Some really cool like 50s trailers and stuff. I can't remember the name of some of them now. These awesome looking things. One looked like it had everything from the 70s still in there, down to the TV. But actually, I think she had a family issue, so we couldn't stay an extra night. But that's the only reason we didn't stay there as well. But yeah, there we go. Vote for Trump, guilty. Vote for Biden, guilty. White, guilty. Black, guilty. Foreign, guilty. guilty. Exactly. Yeah. Just go in with a hat with guilty written on it, or you're going down, bitch. On there. Illiterate. Yep. Yeah, you can print off your Twitter feed. Yeah, just look at some reputable ways of getting out of it. I'm sure there must be ways, right? Because they'd expect it as well when they do call up. Oh, it's tomorrow though, or Monday. Sorry, it's getting close though to the deadline. You want to tell them as soon as you can, because then they're less likely to give hassle. I think if they can get a replacement, and I'm sure they can. They've probably got I don't know if they probably do a reserve recruitment as well, don't they? At the same time. Because jurors can get sick and stuff during the trial, so they must also put out letters to reservists, I would think. Absolutely. The only thing I'm thinking, you do it internationally, and by the way, if you did that, I'd pay you the postage. Or what we do is that when I come to the States, send it to like Napo or Brett Brock or someone that I'm going to see for sure on that first trip, and I'll take it back. Yeah, things are weird when you put like beans and stuff going internationally. They might be okay. We'll have to look into the legalities, but if you're going to do it, I'll pay you for sure. Yeah, I remember picking up the bag of that in Bisbee coffee shop when you're up on the balcony. I was like, "Put that one in there," and I just remember thinking, "I'm going to come back and get this," and I just never did it. I can't remember why. We must have been in a hurry when we left and hung over and all that stuff. But yeah, I think about those little regrets from trips there. Sounds amazing. No worries. Get out there and get out of that goddamn jury, I say. We can smell some food. I'm making a pie. A shepherd's pie. So I'm smelling that wafting around. So I'll go and get that soon. I might get out of here in a few minutes. Yeah, well, thanks for coming and hanging out. I just wanted a little chill one today. I think a little hang. I'll speak to Shannon tomorrow, and we'll put something in the books for next week. I think that'll be better that we do it on a weekday. We'll see. And then the following Thursday is the Drinky Spookathon. So make sure. Might even start that early, like midday Eastern. And then Jamie can jump on. So hopefully I'll speak to Brock and we'll get it going. He should be fine, I think. And I'll offer to pay for his beer. That's the contract. I'll pay you $40 for beer. $40 should cover it for one podcast, right? I know he could drink up to about 17 beers. I'm thinking if he buys a case, they're not going to be that much because he drinks like piss, right? Well, not piss, but river beers. So we'll see what it is. There we go. All right, I'll wrap this up on 45 minutes because I'm running out of brain power and I've got to go and set out some food and then do. It's not work, is it? But it's kind of admin. I fucking hate admin related to comedy stuff. Fuck's sake. I've got like a web portal and this weird system. We'll update you. I'll update you next week. But I should be back with Shannon next week one day. Keep an eye on for Twitter. Cheers, Tom. Pleasure to see you, sir. And thanks everyone else as well. We had Kelly in the chat today. We had Dean. We got I haven't seen this person before, and if I have, I'm drunk. I was drunk. So welcome, Derpy, and I hope to see you again, sir. Come into the community of pigs. Oh, mad. It could be a gut. I need to stop gendering usernames, and that's serious though. I'm just assuming it's a male. All right, you goddamn freaks. Have a great Friday. I'll probably see some of you in Brett Brock's stream, and the rest of you I will see online at some point. And yeah, Tom, if you're serious, man, let me know. I'll give you an address. We'll look into the border crossing. Apart from that, I will say